Football wouldn't be the same without the classic Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo debate. While the battle to be named the greatest of all time continued, many believe Messi sealed the deal this winter as he almost single-handedly steered Argentina to another World Cup title in Qatar to ensure he could finally be held up there with the great Diego Maradona. But while Messi stole the show in Qatar, walking away with the golden ball, a certain golden trophy, and a fashionable new robe, Ronaldo was merely a sideshow as he and Portugal disappointingly crashed out in the quarterfinals after plenty of early tournament promise against an fancied Morocco side. In true Ronaldo style though, he has stolen back the limelight, well, at least some of it, by making an extraordinary move. While Messi continued to party in Buenos Aires, Ronaldo wrote his own Middle Eastern story, becoming the highest paid player in world football by joining Saudi Arabian outfit al-nassr. Yeah, it's all quite random really. Before talking about the megabucks, it's only right to speak of his ill-fated Manchester United departure. The prodigal son returned to a hero's welcome at the start of last season, with Manchester City's alleged interest prompting the Red Devils to dip into their pockets to bring Ronaldo back to his second home. The romantic story got off to the perfect start with a debut goal against Newcastle United, but despite an impressive goal return in his first season back in the Premier League, the relationship between the club and Ronaldo gradually started to sour. The appointment of Erik ten Hag was eventually the final nail in the coffin. Although the Dutchman publicly backed his star name and assured the fans he was a big part of the plan, Ronaldo continually found himself on the bench. His ego became so bruised that he even refused to come off the bench in a dominant display against Tottenham, and instead marched off down the tunnel before the final whistle. This really was the beginning of the end. An impromptu and explosive interview with Piers Morgan was the straw that broke the camel's back, and Ronaldo found himself in the shop window at the World Cup, as he came into the tournament a free agent following the termination of his contract at Old Trafford. Did Ronaldo need a shop window? Probably not. The World Cup itself wasn't Ronaldo's finest from a team or personal level. Having started the tournament leading the line for Portugal as usual, a couple of lackluster displays saw the great man relegated to the bench against Switzerland, a game that saw his team score 6, with his replacement Gonzalo Ramos scoring a hat-trick. The shop window wasn't going to plan. Ronaldo's World Cup party came to a premature end, and while Messi's party in Qatar was in full flow, Ronaldo's attention also stayed in the Middle East as his hunt for a club continued. With his contract torn up in Manchester, rumours quickly circulated as to where the legend was set to end up, with United's Premier League rivals Chelsea linked strongly. Former clubs Real Madrid and Sporting Lisbon were fleetingly linked, while rumours of a move to the MLS in the USA also lingering. The Portuguese legend undoubtedly enjoyed his best years in the famous white of the Galacticos, and the fact that he spent December 2022 training with Real Madrid naturally saw rumours of a heroic return to the Bernabeu gather momentum. In the end, Ronaldo chose Saudi Arabia to continue his legacy, more specifically 9 times champions al-nassr, who came calling with an enticing offer to shake off the competition. The first thing that came to the minds of most football fans will naturally have been linked to what Ronaldo's latest wage will be in signing for the Saudi Arabian outfit. And yes, the numbers are pretty staggering. He wasn't exactly struggling for income in Manchester United, but this latest contract is set to dwarf what he previously received. In summary, Ronaldo has been made the best paid football player in the history of the game. As always, there's differing opinions on exact figures, but it has been reported that the Portuguese legend will rake in an estimated £177 million per year, a whole £151 million more than his salary at Manchester United. He's set to bring in a massive £3.3 million every single week in a deal which will include a role in Saudi Arabia's bid to host the World Cup in 2030, in an interesting intercontinental joint bid with Greece and Egypt. You'll never guess who the main rivals are for this particular World Cup bid. None other than Portugal. He's set to play for the club for the next 2.5 years in a move which will have many life-changing consequences for the football legend. Predictably, Ronaldo's move has been met with some surprise and some criticism by many within the game, claiming money has been the deciding, or even the only factor. Ronaldo himself has claimed that it is the project that fascinates him. He said, "Al-Nassr's vision is very inspiring and impressive. I look forward to a different league experience in a different country. I'm excited to join my teammates as soon as possible. The move to Saudi Arabia is controversial in many ways for Ronaldo, who must now take into account the different cultures and laws that are in place in his new country. It's already been reported that Ronaldo and his girlfriend Georgina Rodriguez will immediately be breaking the law as they move to the country, as it is illegal to live with your partner if you are not married. It is widely reported, however, that the authorities may choose to turn a blind eye to the law in the case of Ronaldo as he moved to Saudi Arabia at the start of 2023. The World Cup in Qatar was shrouded in controversy due to the highlighting of human rights issues in the country, and many hold the same opinion when it comes to Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo's marketability has been massive throughout his life, with him enjoying too many sponsorship deals to name over his lengthy career. However, will this latest move cause many of them to consider future deals with the star? Many well-known European brands may now look to distance themselves from the star due to the Saudi effect. Ronaldo's image may also take a hit after his move. Amnesty International has even described his move to Saudi Arabia as a wider pattern of sport washing, a phrase that became very common during the World Cup, and have called on the star to use his new platform to speak out against the myriad of human rights issues that are currently taking place over there. Ronaldo has spent his career playing for the biggest clubs in the world, in Real Madrid, Manchester United and Juventus, meaning fans can see him playing his football in the world's biggest and most watched leagues, as well as making regular appearances in the Champions League, a competition that Ronaldo has regularly dominated over the past decade. His move to al-Nassr takes all of that out of the equation, with their matches being much more difficult to watch from anywhere outside of the Middle East. Some are already referring to this as the invisibility factor. Yes, Ronaldo invisible. He can't be. It wouldn't be surprising to see TV rights for the Saudi Arabian Premier League now being bought far and wide, now that one of the world's biggest stars is playing there. Despite the so-called invisibility factor, Ronaldo's new life certainly won't be ignored and will be reported far and wide for as long as he's living there and playing his football in Saudi Arabia. It has been reported that Ronaldo and his family are currently living in the Four Seasons Hotel in Riyadh, and although that may not sound too grand on paper, a quick internet search will show you that it is. Ronaldo and his family have access to 17 rooms for the family and his security detail, and the stay will rack up a bill of around £250,000 while he searches for his permanent home. I bet that won't be too bad either. And so, there it is. Cristiano Ronaldo's next chapter has begun. Manchester United fans often use the phrase hated, adored, never ignored to describe how their club is viewed by those watching on. Despite the predicted invisibility factor, this phrase could never be more true of a footballing individual. Watch this space, there's plenty more to come. Thank you for watching, subscribe to Football Reality, and we'll see you next time.